Hey everyone, today we are here on TryHackMe's website once again, and we are going to continue our journey through the Junior Penetration Tester learning path. So in the last video we went through the intro to offensive security room, and today we are going to dive into the intro into defensive security. So I just want to give some props to Strategos. He is the creator of this room, and he already created some of the other introductory rooms as well, like Nmap, network services, and some tutorials. So make sure you give him some love as well. There's his Twitter and GitHub page right there. So yeah. Now, on the last video, as I said before, we went through the intro to offensive security. So here they are just explaining you what offensive security is once again, and then they give us the two main tasks that offensive security is involved with. So the first is preventing intrusions from occurring, which is pretty obvious. And then detecting intrusions when they occur and responding properly. Okay, so now these are some of the tasks that are related to defensive security. So we have user cybersecurity awareness, then documenting and managing assets, updating and patching systems, setting up preventative security devices, and setting up logging and monitoring devices. So make sure you take the time to read all the description for each task. And for this specific room, TryHackMe is going to cover what is a SOC, which is a Security Operations Center, what is threat intelligence, digital forensics and incident response, and also malware analysis. Now, for this particular room, we are not going to need a VPN, so we can just follow along and let's see what we have. So our first question is, which team focuses on defensive security? So let's try to get the answer for that, although I know what is the team that focuses on defensive security, because on the offensive side you have the red team, and on the defensive side you have the blue team, as you can see here. So let's write our answer. Oh. Blue team. Yay, we got it correct. Okay, so let's go for our task 2, which is areas of defensive security. Okay, so here, yeah, as we saw earlier, in this task we will cover two main topics related to defensive security. Okay, so Security Operations Center, SOC, where we cover threat intelligence, and also digital forensics and incident response, where we also cover malware analysis. So all of the 4 main topics are right here. So first, the Security Operations Center is a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors the network and its systems to detect malicious cybersecurity events. Some of the main areas of interest of a SOC are vulnerabilities, policy violations, unauthorized activities, and network intrusions. Once again, make sure you take the time to read all the descriptions here, because they are very useful and very insightful for you to learn all about these areas. So security operations cover various tasks to ensure protection. One such task is threat intelligence. So let's dive into that. In this context, intelligence refers to information you gather about actual and potential enemies. A threat is any action that can disrupt or adversely affect the system. Threat intelligence aims to gather information to help the company better prepare against potential adversaries. The purpose would be to achieve a threat-informed defense. Different companies have different adversaries. Some adversaries might seek to steal customer data from a mobile operator. However, the other adversaries are interested in halting the production in a petroleum refinery, for example. Example adversaries include a nation-state cyber army working for political reasons and a ransomware group acting for financial purposes. Based on the company target, we can expect adversaries. So yeah, there are different types of threats, there are different types of enemies, and the idea is to gather intelligence on those threats and those enemies to make sure we can set up all the proper defense mechanisms and techniques to protect our assets and our data. So yeah, intelligence, oh yeah, this is a very interesting diagram here. Yeah, so you have all of this traffic coming from the internet, from servers, from the firewall, then yeah, you have to classify it as is this okay? Is this not okay? Is this an intrusion attempt, etc. So let's see what they're telling us here. Intelligence needs data. Data has to be collected, processed, and analyzed. Yeah. Data collection is done from local sources such as network logs and public sources such as forums. Processing of data aims to arrange them into a format suitable for analysis. The analysis phase seeks to find more information about attackers and their motives. Moreover, it aims to create a list of recommendations and actionable steps. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. Learning about your adversaries allow you to know their tactics, techniques, and procedures, also known as TTPs. As a result of threat intelligence, we identify the threat actor, the adversary, predict their activity, and consequently, we will be able to mitigate their attacks and prepare a response strategy. Yeah. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Now we have digital forensics and incident response. This section is about digital forensics and response. Yeah, so we will cover these things and also malware analysis. So first of all, we have digital forensics. Forensics is the application of science to investigate crimes and establish facts. With the use of spread of digital systems such as computers and smartphones, a new branch of forensics was born to investigate related crimes. Computer forensics, which later evolved into digital forensics. In defensive security, however, the focus of digital forensics shifts to analyzing evidence of an attack and its perpetrators in other areas such as intellectual property theft, cyber espionage, and possession of unauthorized content. Consequently, digital forensics will focus on different areas such as file systems, system memory, system logs, and network logs. Once again, make sure you take the time to read all the descriptions. Then we have incident response. An incident usually refers to a data breach or a cyber attack. However, in some cases, it can be something less critical, such as a misconfiguration, an intrusion attempt, or a policy violation. Examples of a cyber attack include an attacker making our network or systems inaccessible, facing the public website, and data breach, stealing the company data. Yeah. So, how would we respond to an attack? Incident response specifies a methodology that should be followed to handle such case. The aim is to reduce damage and recover in the shortest time possible. Ideally, you would develop a plan ready for incident response. And here we have the four major phases of the incident response process. So first we have the preparation, then we have detection and analysis, containment and eradication and recovery is the third phase, and then lastly we have the post-incident activity. And then we have this nice diagram here, and you can see that this is a cycle. So after our post-incident activity, like lessons learned activities and stuff like that, we go straight back to the beginning, which is preparation. So we might have to do some adjustments, we might have to correct some things, make sure that we are prepared to respond to future incidents, or at least to detect them before they appear. So yeah, before they happen. Now we have malware analysis, and this is a very interesting topic for me. Malware stands for malicious software. Yeah, software refers to programs, documents, and files that you can save on a disk or send over the network. Malware includes many types such as viruses, Trojan horse, ransomware, etc. Malware analysis aims to learn about malicious programs using various means. Okay, so here you have two different types of analyzing malware. So you can use a static analysis, in which you just inspect the malicious program without running it. Usually this requires solid knowledge of assembly language, processor instruction set, computer fundamental instructions, etc. Or you can analyze it in a dynamic way by running the malware in a controlled environment like a sandbox and monitoring its activities. It lets you observe how the malware behaves when running. Now, let's see the questions that we have here. So, what would you call a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors a network and its systems before malicious events? Okay, so let's see our hint. Okay, so we have SOC. What is a SOC? We have looked into that previously here on top. SOC is a Security Operations Center. And the team that works on the Security Operations Center is responsible for monitoring the networks and its systems for malicious events, intrusion attempts, etc. Let me just copy and paste here. Now, what does DFIR stand for? Again, this is Digital Forensics and Incident Response. So I don't feel like typing a lot, so I will just copy this and paste it once again. Again, if you think this is very beginner level and it's just copy and paste the answers from the text above, it's meant to be that easy. This is just like an intro to what defensive security is. So yeah, this is not supposed to be a challenge at this point. Which kind of malware requires the user to pay money to regain access to their files? Again, if you took the time to read the description of all malware types, you will see that ransomware is a malicious program that encrypts the user's files. Encryption makes the files unreadable without knowing the encryption password. Then, the attacker offers the user the encryption password if the user is willing to pay a ransom. So, the answer for that is going to be ransomware. Alright, so now we are going to have a practical example of defensive security activities, and that's very exciting. So, what would be a typical task that you will be doing as a security analyst? Click on View Site to follow along. So we have this green button, and I hope my face won't be in front of anything important. So we have an image here. I don't know if this is related to what we are about to see on the website, but yeah. So, okay, a day in the life of a junior associate security analyst. So yeah, we have the website here. Let's see if I can make this. Yeah, I don't think we can. We have to navigate through it like this. Okay, so that's okay. Instructions. Inspect the alerts on your CM dashboard. Find the malicious IP address from the alerts. Make a note of it and then click on the alert to proceed. And you might be asking, what is CM? Well, CM stands for Security Information Event Management. So CMs are like software to management information security events. So yeah, let's go and look at our dashboard. We can see that 30% of the data corresponds to an attack, 40% is just informational, and 30% is suspicious. And then we have like the countries in which the traffic is coming from. And okay, here we have our logs. And if you scroll your mouse through the logs, and I'm sure my face will be around here, which is very annoying, but I can't change that right now because I only have one monitor. The thing is that if you scroll around here, the CM is telling you that all of these events seem to be legit. They are underlined as green. But if you go here, well, this is red, and it says that this was an authorized connection attempt detected from this IP. And then we had a successful SSH authentication attempt on port 22 from the same IP. So this is not good news. So let's click on this and let's enter the IP address we just saw. So there are websites on the internet that allow you to check the reputation of an IP address to see whether it's malicious or suspicious. So let's see what this IP address will tell us. Okay, so there are many open source databases out there like Abuso PDB and Cisco Talos Intelligence, where you can perform a reputation and location check for IP addresses. So we just did that, and while this is not looking good, confidence of the IP being malicious is 100%. This IP address was actually found on this database, and it looks like it's coming from China. Okay, so that's a bit unfortunate. Let's see what we have next. Now, we shouldn't worry too much if it was a failed authentication attempt, but you probably noticed the successful authentication attempt from the malicious IP address. Yeah, so previously we saw that on our logs that this IP address actually failed his first attempt, and then a couple of minutes later, as you can see here on the left, so by 5:25 he failed, and then on 5:27 he got access. you got a successful authentication on this port from same IP. So let's see what this is telling us now. Let's declare a small incident event and escalate it, because we want to know, okay, so this suspicious IP actually made it successful to log in into our system. So let's see what is this all about. There is some great staff working at the company, but you wouldn't want to escalate this to the wrong person who is not in charge of our team, of your team or department. Choose to whom you would escalate this event. Okay, so we have our sales executive, Dominic Nash, and then we have a security consultant, Nadia. Then we have an information security architect, Carolyn, and we have Will Griffin, which is part of our SOC team, the Security Operations Center team. And we know that this team is, as we answer on our task 2, as you can see here. Let me show you. So, what did you call a team of cybersecurity professionals that monitors a network and its system for malicious events? Exactly. So I would say that we will escalate this event to Will Griffin. Now, you got the permission to block the malicious IP address, and now you can proceed to implement the block rule. Block the malicious IP address on the firewall and find out what message they left for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure we are going to get our flag next. So I'm just going to add our IP here to block it, and you can see that there are already some IPs blocked. So let's block this IP address. And you blocked the malicious IP address. TryHackMe thread blocked. Awesome, this should be our flag. Let's copy and paste it here. And amazing, we just finished our room. Again, this room was very introductory level. It's for beginners. It's meant to get you excited about this. And I'm pretty sure this was the only room related to defensive security on this path, because we are going through the junior penetration tester path, and penetration testers are part of the red team on the offensive side. So I hope you liked it. If you want to learn more about defensive security and blue team stuff, TryHackMe has a lot of resources for that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!